Hey guys. Well, nobody's here yet, but in case anybody watches this back, I'm not sure how live goes. This is my first time, so thank you for clicking on this. If you do, for supporting my page, please like, comment, and subscribe and help me out. I'm a new creator and I just hit 50 subscribers, so I'm celebrating that I can finally go live. I'm excited for that. And we're gonna watch my favorite Scream movie, Scream 2022, also called Scream 5, but I actually like to just refer to it as Scream because my mom, she's a goofball. I love her. She messaged me a few nights ago and was like, "Did you know they remade Scream?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she sent me a picture, and it was like of a whatever streaming service had this movie on it, and I told her, I said, "We saw that movie in theaters. What are you talking about?" And she goes, "Oh, I thought this was a brand new movie." I'm like, "No, that was that Scream 5 or whatever." But yeah, when it came out, me and her saw it on opening night because I remember back when Scream 2 was in theaters, I was 4 years old. And as I remember, that was the first movie I ever saw in theaters because I was 4 years old, and that's about as early as my memory goes. But I still remember my mom asking me if I wanted to go to the show with her, and just blows my mind looking back on it all this time that we went and saw Scream 2. That was my first movie at the theaters, and I remember like a week or sometime not too long after we saw Scream 2, I also saw one of the Mummy movies in theaters. So it was either The Mummy or The Mummy Returns, whichever one was in theaters around that time. So anyway, I also wanted to show off that I have a VHS copy of Scream 5. This is something that was given to me as a gift from somebody, and so I am one of the very few that probably have a copy of this. Woot woot. I think it's really cool. Archie, knock it off. My dog drives me nuts, y'all. Anyway, let's get this movie going. Scream 5 2022. How are you guys doing today? You guys have any pets? Mine drive me nuts. I have a roommate who's sleeping, so I kept my dogs in my room with me while I watch this. And yeah, I'm gonna try to keep them from making a whole lot of noise, but we're putting the movie in, and here we're going. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Scream 2022. I will say I thought it was really cool, like getting this as a gift, this movie on VHS, because I've watched the Scream movies so many times throughout my childhood, and I don't know, it's kind of I've had this TV that I'm gonna watch it on, this little VCR TV. I've had it since I was a kid, so yeah, it's just like watching it the same way I watched the old ones, full circle moment or whatever. This shirt's a little big on me now, which that's one thing I want to brag before the movie gets started. I've lost a bunch of weight recently, and this shirt used to be tight on me, but it says "It survived," and this is my first live stream, so I hope it's a good vibe. Scream 5. So who's your favorite Ghostface? Tell me in the comments which Scream movie is your favorite, who's your favorite Ghostface, why? What are your predictions for the new movie? I'm pretty psyched that apparently I've done my best to avoid spoilers, but I saw that well, I'm sure we've all seen all the cast announcements, and that's awesome and made us all, wonder what's going on. But I heard that there is going to be like an AI killer, so that could be crazy. I mean, remember how Scream 4 was like so ahead of its time as well? Scream 4, for a lot of people that don't know, that movie was also like very inspired by Peeping Tom, which was the very first slasher movie. And if you haven't seen it, you need to watch it because it's amazing. The movie's about to start, but I just want to say one more thing real quick. Charlie in Scream 4, his mannerisms and everything are just like that guy in Peeping Tom. So definitely check that out. But here we go, Scream 5. Jenna Ortega, her phone's ringing. She's getting some text from her friend Amber, or she thinks. Let's show it off for a second. This is actually really good quality for a VHS version.
Hello?
Hello? Yes, Christina.
No, she's not available. May I take a message?
Yeah, but yeah, sorry. I'm a friend of hers from the group I had called.
From her ship?
From her shit.
Let's go Subaru.
Just tell her that Charlie called.
And I will do exactly that, Charlie.
Charlie?
Super tough.
Speaking of Charlie.
Look, I don't think I can really talk about that.
What did she say about me?
Well, she loves you very much.
Oh, what she love about me?
You're a horror movie film.
Loves that you're creative. Love art, TV, and movies.
Okay, well, lots of people love movies.
Yeah, but she says you love scary movies, and that you guys have that in common. She's proud.
What would you guys think if like some guy just called you?
Yeah.
I'd done hung up on
She
him.
told me.
I guess they just break in and attack you.
Your favorite scary.
I'd have hung up on him.
Amazing meditation on motherhood and grief.
That movie
Isn't that a little
made me so mad. I watched it and I love my dogs and breaks my heart that the Babadook, like the only thing that got hurt in that movie was a dog. So other than that, it's a good movie.
Walking cheese block nonsense with Waldo on upstairs.
That sounds kind of boring to me. Have you
So as of yesterday, I'm going on 9 months without 9 weeks. I'm sorry, not 9 months. 9 weeks without cigarettes. I smoked cigarettes for 16 years, and I've been just vaping. So
talks about it all?
I make these vapes. They last me about 3 weeks. So
It's like super 90s. Like really over it.
this is only my third one in the time I've not been smoking cigarettes.
You remember the beginning.
Not really. They started with cocaine, right? They always started with cocaine.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's a guru at home alone. She has a wrong number and starts talking with the killer. So we play a game. We like to play a game.
Oh, now she hangs up. uh, not quite there yet, but she just locked her doors with her phone. And when it gets to the part in a little bit where it's like lock, unlock, lock, unlock, that reminds me of the original Scream when Sydney was in that cop car, I think, and the lock kept popping up because Ghostface had pizza. That was just one reference. I'm not sure if that really was, but that was what it made me think of. Amber just told her you should answer it. What do you mean? Sarah's got that look on her face. Huh? Excuse me? How'd you know my line was ringing? This isn't Amber. Answer the phone.
This is fucking funny, Amber.
I told you this isn't Amber.
What do you guys think of this? I remember when I saw this in theaters, I felt like that was a giveaway that Amber was possibly involved because I'm like, okay, if she survives this opening scene, she's most likely involved. For one, that was a text message. Like I remember people were saying at first that how could she be FaceTiming her in there and everything? Like, but if you look at it, that wasn't FaceTime. That was literally a video message that was sent to her that she had to open. So I'm just like, I love her either way, and I'm so happy for Mikey Madison. She just won an Oscar.
In the first Stab movie.
She spoke up in support of sex workers, and I thought that was rock on, like that was rock star.
She was on him.
Go ahead.
Sydney Prescott. She lives on Elm. Okay, Wes Craven. Shout out.
Oh,
Anyone could have gotten that one right. Sydney's in every movie but the last one. Question 1. Who wrote the original book for the Stab movie? So
That's one of those things that I have to remind myself this was also a remake as it was a sequel because there is a few little inconsistencies here and there. Like if you remember in Scream 4, they said that Sydney wasn't in any of them past the third one, but
you motherfucker!
correct. Amber might live to see the sunrise. Question 2. Who played the dumb?
I don't know how she can't tell she's on the phone with her friend Amber. Even those text messages like answer the phone, bitch. I'm like, that's Mikey.
Non-answer.
Fear does some stuff to you.
Time's running out.
So I'm still waiting for Parker Posey to come back.
Now for the final question.
I just saw on there. I forgot they mentioned that there was like an updated picture of her on that IMDb page that she scrolled through, and at the end of Scream 6, they show her name on a monitor or whatever. So. Mhm. She clearly didn't know the stab movies because I mean, that's such a crazy like way of like how they teased Casey Becker in the original with the Friday the 13th movies. But that just shows she didn't know them because if you know Stab, you knew Billy and Stu.
Someone's gotta die now.
Lock the door. I will say I noticed something just now for the first time that might correct me on the whole video chat thing. I did not notice before that he's waved the knife in front of the camera and Tara still had the thing going on her phone. So I'm like, oh, maybe it was FaceTime. Learn something new all the time. Yeah, this part definitely like sets the fear for me because it's just like, I mean, this makes you think of how they said there's going to be an AI killer in the new one because, I mean, it's like you have this smart home with this lock that you can just unlock from your phone, and somebody can hack it, and it's just scary. So, I mean, this is freaky enough. I can only imagine where they're going to take it in part 7. This is definitely one of the most intense opening scenes. Reminds me of Casey Becker. Besides the fact that she survives, that is true. But they definitely set the fear up and everything.
Bonus question. Tara. Who do you think I made it inside your house before you could rearm me?
Now I noticed something right here with this ghost face because I've always thought that this was Amber that had to have attacked her. But I guess with the whole FaceTime thing, like, how would Richie have been there? That just all makes me wonder. Like, how would Richie have been there when he was wherever away with Sam? Because I just noticed whenever he was attacking Tara by the island, that Ghostface is like a foot taller than Tara right there. So that's not Amber. I will say all the people that complained about like the Dewey Amber scene, if you rewatch it, she does not lift him up or nothing, and you can tell that that's like a short girl.
They go through me now, straight. Yeah, we have it. So we put them down.
Excuse me, miss.
Sam,
What did it say?
I'm so sad she's not going to make it back for 7. She was my favorite part of 5 and 6.
You are my bone pills.
My mom really liked her character when we saw this in theaters too. My mom went through something similar to Sam. She didn't know who her real dad was. She didn't find out that who she thought was her dad wasn't her dad until she was 13, and then she didn't meet her real dad until she was 16, and that was a long time. Gonna go into all that, but yeah, my mom just definitely said she felt like she related to the Sam character, and that made me like it more. Other than the fact that Melissa Barrera is just amazing.
Hey, what's going on?
She's alive, but yeah.
Dad?
The surgeon, the doctor, that's it now. You know, you guys know the best time is like.
I'm on my way.
Chips.
Yeah,
Do they know who did this?
probably better if you just come here.
What?
She said it was someone in a fucking ghost face mask.
My sister was attacked. I gotta go.
Wait, I'm going.
No, no.
No, Sam.
Okay. I can't say password. A reminder that all activities are canceled tomorrow. Due to public safety concerns.
Sarah.
Just
Drew Barrymore. I actually didn't even notice that. Somebody told me that Drew Barrymore's voice was like the one that did the school announcement. I love that. That was amazing. Mason Gooding. I tell you, he is handsome. Definitely eye candy. But it makes me mad to think that he survived 5 and 6. All it is like the reality, which I guess there's always a possibility people can survive crazy things. But he's definitely hot. And I saw his new movie Hard Eyes, and if that movie is me, but it's worth watching for anything Mason Gooding. Him and I don't know who that girl was that was the main character, but she wasn't too bad.
Sure, she doesn't everybody. I mean, Ghostface is bad.
That's still isn't in those things.
My mom was one of the parents.
They'll get out by the second and third killing. Jesus, Mindy, there wasn't a first killing.
Amber's like, I haven't done anything yet. There wasn't a first killing. Why are we throwing that word out there?
Wait, did he look up with last summer?
Yeah, he works at City Sheriff.
This was Stu Macher's nephew, for anybody that didn't catch that on the first watch. Because I remember that was something else somebody pointed out to me because I didn't realize that.
They introduced him to Hobbs and Shaw.
Maybe not the best idea to set violence right in front of Sheriff.
I don't know why that line always gets me. Not to incite violence. What teenager says that?
Here, anyway, he just texted. I'm going to the hospital because he.
Oh, I can't, but I'll reach out later.
All right.
I just noticed something. That was something somebody told me. Wes was like, Tara's awake. I want to go to the hospital. I don't know. Maybe I'll see how it plays out and it'll explain something. But they're like, how did Wes know that it was a ghost face mask? Like he told Sam on the phone just a little bit ago. If Tara just woke up.
Based on things that happened here.
Wes was no.
Like,
We all know what happens to him.
a bunch of high school kids while wearing this ghost mask.
You mean like an Halloween?
No, not like an Halloween. Oh,
Sounds a lot like Halloween.
right. It's really like Halloween. And every decade or so, some idiot gets the bright idea to put on the mask, kill his friends, and get famous too. The last time it happened was in 2011.
We came here voluntarily.
Well, we gotta make sure Tara's okay.
Right, yes, of course. And I gotta make sure we don't get sliced up by some lunatic who saw Friday the 13th and thought, you know what? That Jason guy, we got some pretty solid ideas. Can I just ask you one question?
I gotta say that was one thing that made me wonder about Richie from the beginning too. Other than, honestly, I'm gonna be honest, Google gave it away. I mean, there was a lot of fan speculation going on online that I saw, but right before I went to the theater to see this movie, I remember Googling it to like look at times and stuff. And they literally, if you can look at Google now, and it's been there since, they have on Google who the killers were for Scream 5. And so I already knew. I think that was why things like that FaceTime thing and Richie's comment about claiming he didn't know anything about stab movies. Plus, oh, right here in the hospital, whenever they introduce Richie to Amber, they look at each other and she gives him a look like, yeah, I know who that is.
Always highlights me as interest.
Just a second.
Where's Mom? I got a coffee at London. She called me earlier. Huh. Wait, guys, Sarah's really tired. Maybe we should just give this a space. Not you, Tim.
How's everybody doing?
Yeah.
If you watch this later on, tell me what your guesses were for the ghost face before you found out who it was.
Let's be ready.
I had some coffee.
What's she like? Sister.
Sam? Oh, Sam is so cool.
And you only say that because she let you wear Pokemon onesies to bed for a year.
That's
Sorry.
true. True statement.
Sam is not cool. Her dad left her mom, right? Walks right out when Sarah's 8, Sam's 13.
This part always got me because Mindy calls out Wes when Amber's the one that sounded super jealous.
Simone, maybe Sam's changed. I just don't want to see Tara hurt again.
So you're protecting Tara from her own sister?
Oh, someone has to.
Okay, so no guys are good enough for her, and now her family's off limits too.
Motive. If I can't have her, no one can.
Yet Mindy turns it on Wes.
Hey, come on, Mindy.
But we're all.
I'm like, yet Amber was the one being real sketchy right there.
That made me live. Thank you. You're way too boring to be a psycho.
Yo, Rare. You want a real drink?
I was really hoping Mindy was one of them in part 6.
Michael Myers, just someone playing, all right? Man, not so. Was I talking to you? I don't fucking care who you're talking to.
There was a deleted scene right here where you saw Dewey at the bar and he was like a drunken mess. And honestly, it wasn't that long of a scene. I feel like they should have kept it in because it would have made more sense. Like, for instance, like when Wes says that he crawled into the bottom of a bottle or whatever.
Well, it's blonde.
Walking!
Okay, I had to look him up. I'm bad with names. I'm like, what is his name again? Kyle Gallner. He is awesome. I like him in a lot of stuff, and he was really good in the Smile movies. If you haven't seen those yet, part 2 is amazing.
Microscopic called Venus catastrophic plan designing entire device.
Good timing. Richie's weird. He's cute. He's weird.
You're watching.
Stabs on Netflix.
I'm gonna eat my turkey sandwich real quick.
I want to be prepared.
All right, I'll go find something to eat.
Yeah. How you doing, Sam?
There's Daddy. Skeetor.
Antipsychotics aren't working as well as they used to, are they?
Fuck you.
Can't run from what you are, Sam. I'm just trying to help you. Hey, when are you gonna tell her why all this is happening?
Hello.
Hello, Samantha.
What is this?
Someone who knows your little family secret.
You fucking hurt my sister?
Oh, she's not the only one I'm gonna hurt. I have to get you to come back here somehow. Didn't I?
You wanna fuck with me,
Amber.
asshole? I'm right here. Come and get me.
With pleasure.
Actually, this one might really be Richie, but that just sounds like such an Amber thing. You know, you think about in real life how small that cafeteria must have been because it looks small. And you don't get to her.
I've got a body outside a bar on Main, and then you get attacked here. You took the call came from Amber's number? So, you know, you called my phone before when you attacked Tara.
I'm just spitballing here. You're the killer.
And where were you when all this happened?
I was watching Netflix.
Oh, yeah. Super solid alibi, huh?
So where were you?
I was questioning Amber and her friends at the sheriff station. Yeah, I came as soon as I heard. But, you know, the Netflix alibi's good too. Please stop it. You're gonna put more cops on a room, right? Yes. And I can move you to a private floor. Deputy Vincent knows what he's doing, so be safe. Like we've been
That
so
right
far.
there for I remember I seen a lot of stuff where people said it didn't make sense that Tara was by herself on a hospital floor. I was like, if you remember,
Deputy Hicks.
Sheriff Judy even said that she was gonna give her a private floor, so
It's Sheriff Hicks. I remember you too. And all the trouble you used to cause your family. Your presence here is not helping. So maybe when the sun comes up, you and your boyfriend can hit the road and visit the people who actually care about this community.
they had her as a red herring like the whole time. And it's just crazy. And you find out that she's definitely not one of them if you know how this movie goes.
Netflix, go.
She just gives crazy vibes. Judy, she's just like Norma Bates.
Do you remember when Dad left? Or it's short. He was 8. I don't know what that has to do with anything. It has to do with it. you remember how Mom used to keep those boxes up in the attic? Well, I was up there once when I was 13 looking for Christmas presents. And I found these old diaries that she kept from people. Please. I have to do this. So I found these old diaries. And I knew it was wrong, but I read some anyway because Mom got pregnant with me in high school and I thought it would be cool to find out how she and Dad got together. How romantic it must have been. So I read some. Only it wasn't romantic. Mom was dating Dad, but she was in love with this other guy. And he got her pregnant. She told Dad it was his and that's why he proposed senior year. Oh my God. And I'm sitting there in this attic and I'm 13. And I just found out my dad isn't my dad. So I go find Mom in her bedroom and I'm screaming at her and shoving this diary in her face. And I didn't even realize that Dad was standing right behind me.
Wow.
He didn't know. He found out right then from me. He left that night. I'm the reason he left.
Yeah. If you happen to watch this and you saw it where earlier I mentioned that my mom felt like she related to this character.
And that's why I
Excuse me.
changed
She related to Sam.
and weird with you.
My mom said like my grandma and her husband were getting divorced whenever my mom was 13. And then when he went to leave, my mom has a brother and he only wanted to take her brother. And so she got upset, like, why doesn't my dad want me? And come to find out because that's not her brother.
Father was.
I feel for Sam and like for people like my mom, like
Didn't Billy Lynn.
I couldn't imagine the trauma that would do to somebody.
So fucking
I'm one of those people I wish I never knew my dad. I couldn't,
Sarah.
I don't know.
For 5 years.
I can make a whole video about my own stuff, but I'd love to find out that my dad was somebody different, to be honest, because my real dad was such crap. But to grow up and actually like have a father figure that's a father figure and then find out that's not your father, that would just destroy you, I'm sure. Parents can be very deceiving. Tara was like, I'm high, get the fuck out. I'm high on this morphine.
If you're listening at the door.
No, of course not. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
It doesn't freak you out. But my real
So what's you guys' favorite way to have a cold cut sandwich? Got some turkey, some relish, some mustard, mayo, and Gouda cheese.
Well, then go.
Yummy.
I get it. I just gotta stay and figure it out. You know that part in horror movies where you want to yell at the characters to be smart and get the fuck out? This is that part, Richie. You should get the fuck out.
I'm staying. I love you.
No, whatever.
Dumbass.
Let you tell me.
No,
Which one?
sadly, Sam, you are. I keep wanting to just mix their names up.
You don't talk to an expert.
I'm gonna go talk to an expert. Do it. They just announced that David Arquette. I can't speak. They just announced that David Arquette is going to be back for Scream 7. So what do you think? Me personally, I wasn't surprised because it took forever for Courtney Cox to confirm that she was going to be in Scream 7. And I saw somewhere that Courtney said she wouldn't do it if they didn't bring back David. And I remember at the time thinking, well, that's just her basically saying, no, she's not going to do it because how are they going to bring him
Good
back?
morning, I'm Gail Weathers. Before we dive in,
When they announced her, I even told one of my friends, I said, watch, Dewey's going to be coming back. And my friend was like, I promise you, if they bring Dewey back, I'm walking out of the theater.
just want to ask you a few questions. Oh, we're not
I like
looking for
Dewey.
you.
He's pretty cool. He's not my favorite. I will say, although I'm excited for the new movie, Scream 6 is amazing to me because it made Gail the final girl for Scream. And even though they're making a 7, she's still the final girl because she's the only one that's been in all of them.
7 times.
Gail's my girl.
I don't know what that's like. I'm just trying to protect my family. 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking.
Give me 2 minutes. I'm missing a show like.
Bangs again. Someone stage it.
Yeah, what is?
I'm missing a show I like.
Yeah. Who's he?
This is Richie, my boyfriend.
Oh, you know,
6 months?
did he know who your dad was when you met? Express any interest in Woodsboro or the Ghostface killings? What the hell are you talking about? Your killer's obsessed
No,
with
he
the
didn't know
stab
anything
right?
about him.
Well, there's certain rules to surviving stab, but I know. Rule number 1, never trust the love interest. They seem sweet, caring, supportive, and then welcome to Act 3 where they're trying to rip your head off. I was with Sam in Modesto when Tara was attacked. Let me guess, you were just in the other room, conveniently unaccounted for when she was attacked at the hospital. Okay, do I have to take this from
That's part
shooting Sam Elliott over here?
Dude,
or what?
I'm not being
Rule number
involved
2.
with them.
So his motive is always connected to something in the past.
I'm related to Billy.
Right, but then why kill that random Vince guy? That's for you to figure out.
Mm,
Rule number
he
3,
knows.
this is the most.
There ain't no fuck. There ain't no.
First victim always
Yeah.
has friendly, that the killer is apart. Does your sister have a close-knit group of friends?
Yeah. Who does?
Then look for the killer there. You can find out why they're doing this. You can figure out who's next.
So help us. Help us figure out who's behind this.
Are you kidding me? I've been stabbed 9 times. I've got permanent nerve damage, and if I'm a limp, you think I want to do that again?
You just said it always goes back to the past, right? So if I'm in danger, that means you're in danger. Come on. Let's do this.
That's one of the things I just thought about that annoys me with Chad. Like I said, I love Mason Goodman, but they say that Chad's like the new Dewey. But I mean, Dewey just said in all 4 in all 4 previous films, he was only stabbed a total of 9 times. And you got Chad who was stabbed like 20 times in both these movies, 5 and 6. But it is what it is. Dewey's like, Gail. No, just kidding. Then he calls Cindy first. Yep. Here's Miss Prescott.
No.
I'm gonna say that.
Really? Oh my god, how long is that?
Really bright.
I'm just trying to get a run in.
It looks good. I can see it.
Really good. How are you? How's Mark?
How are things in
What
the?
do you guys think about the Mark casting for Scream 7?
It's fine.
They didn't say the last name.
No, not in a couple of years.
You know, getting some animals and berries.
Sid, it's happening again.
What are you talking about?
Some idiot in a Ghostface mask. 3 attacks so far. 1 death. Something about this one just feels different.
You okay?
Fine, you know me.
Yeah.
Wonder why he didn't break it to her right then that it was Billy's daughter
I'm fine.
that came and talked to him.
I just want you to be safe up there. You have a gun?
Me fucking Prescott, of course I have a gun.
Good. That's good.
You guys know that was like an improv line.
Keep my neck.
If I remember right, I read somewhere that Nev said that the line was just like, "Of course I've got a gun," but she's like, "No, I'm Sidney Prescott. Of course I've got a gun."
Joey. Remember the killers after? I'm glad they have you to protect them. You say, okay?
Will do.
That's so heartbreaking.
You too, Sid.
He's like, "Okay, now I'm texting Gail." He's like, "Whew."
We shouldn't have said that.
Huh. Oh, he's so cute. I probably should have said a smiley face. Oh, he's so cute. He's cheesing up real bad. So, what did you guys think about seeing Tatum's name on his mantle? That was cute. He's a very sentimental man.
Holy shit, cute.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I was hungry. That I had to eat on my
We
stream.
assist you in your investigation.
Thank you.
I honestly hadn't eaten for a couple days. I was kind of just fasting a little bit, and my friend got some turkey and some chips, and I don't know. I went in there to get some coffee, and it all looked good. So my 3-day fast turned into a 2-day one, but I'm gonna do another one sometime soon.
We're gonna do with our uncle. Alright,
Got nervous getting ready to do this live stream, and I'm like, I need to eat something. I'm freaking out. I know if I eat, I'm gonna feel a whole lot better.
My brother is so proud.
Same with
Julie, hi. Look.
She's like, you look okay.
How's
It's not
life?
wanting to see the screen too well. That's okay.
I asked Mindy to call everybody here because there's something I have to tell you.
But let me get this straight. You're saying that Lily, the daughter of Billy Loomis, and is one of us, is the killer?
Like, what?
killer couldn't have
What?
secret.
What?
He attacked Tara to lure me back here.
But then why immediately go and murder some douche nozzle that was stalking Liv? Why does it have to be one of us?
Can they just keep the camera on him the whole time?
Who's the killer? Offense. None taken, but what's my motive? You got stabbed a billion times, got dumped by your famous wife, and crawled into a bottle. I think it's safe to say you're on the suspect list.
I honestly think what he just said is what excludes him from the suspect list. Apparently, Dewey ain't trying to hurt nobody but himself, y'all. Or he wasn't.
Billy Loomis is a conflict. Real.
Okay.
Even if they bring him back for the
So
new
the
one,
first 3 attacks are
he
all
would
related
not.
to the original killers. Oh my god, he's making a requel. What? Or like a sequel, fans are trying.
And he's like, oh my gosh, I just came up with a word.
Remember the sad movie that came out last year? Oh yeah, the one that guy directed. Of course you did. You have terrible taste. I hate it. The point is, the hardcore stab fans hated it. You go on 4chan and Reddit. All they're talking about is how stab aids pissed on their childhood. How they crammed in social commentary just to make it elevated. How the main character is a Mary Sue.
What's the Mary Sue? You really don't want to know.
What's wrong with elevated horror? I mean, she wouldn't feel fucking rules, obviously, but that's not that. Real stab.
Funny
movies
that they're
are
just like
meant
making
for
fun of
done
themselves
it.
and this.
It's just a movie. Some people, the original is their favorite thing in the world. The movie that made them love horror that mom or dad showed them when they were 10, that bonded them together. And God help anyone who's like Fox with a special memory who makes a movie they think disrespects it.
Excuse me.
Sounds like our killer is making his own version of Stab 8, but doing it as
As a requel.
Which is,
We can't just reboot a franchise from scratch anymore.
That doesn't even
The
make
fans won't-
sense what she's saying.
Black Christmas, Child's Play.
She's explaining that Stab 8 was a requel, and she's saying that they're going to make their own version of a requel.
Not too new, where the internet goes fucking nuts.
It's all a mind boggle.
Even if the story shouldn't have been ongoing in the first place. New main characters, yes, but supported by and related to legacy characters. Not quite a reboot, not quite a sequel, like the new Halloween, Saw, Jurassic Park, Ghostbusters, fuck, even Star Wars. It always goes back to the original. Are you telling me that I'm caught in the middle of fan?
And Jurassic Park is still
fiction?
going. Jurassic World Rebirth comes out this July, and I'm going to be in there on the first day to see it. I promise you.
So, not to put like too fine a point on, but according to legal rules,
Who's next?
whoever it is has to be connected to someone who's named before.
They're like, oh, all of us.
I'm starting to regret coming here.
Jesus, my mom is Carrie Jumlet.
No one cares about the interior sequels wet.
Excuse me. That right there, though, that is a second inconsistency with the
What?
Stab
Or you're the
movies
killer
that
and-
kind of used to get me. And then I was like,
Elaborate
remember,
monologue.
this is like a remake as a sequel, as she just explained, a requel. Because how in the world could Judy have been in one of those movies?
It makes perfect prequel sense.
That actually does make a lot of sense.
Look,
Because they already had Stab all the way up to Stab 7 and 4.
Wait.
Movie just don't split up.
I suppose, thinking about it, there's a way she could have been in Stab 8 since they were talking about that being a requel or whatever. But
really not in the mood right now.
I don't know. The way he said it, it's like she was in one of the old ones.
Threatening your sister. Are you gonna run away from who you are like you always do? Or are you gonna use it?
I'm not like you.
Really? And how else are you gonna survive? I say accept who you are. Let's get out there, find out who's doing this, and cut some fucking throats!
Psycho.
An extra edamame, please. Thank you. I'll be there in 10 minutes.
An extra edamame, please.
Is that you, Tiger?
A good little intense walk. I'm feeling it. Doors open. Oh my goodness. Aren't you glad you didn't just accidentally stab your son?
It's what?
What's for dinner?
I was just waiting to pick it up.
Wait, what are you supposed to say?
Oh, I can tell unless you guys are here. I know you hate that. Go take a shower. I'll be back soon.
Why wouldn't she have held that with? That just shows who holds a knife up like that. Product placement. Now I want to go to Bath and Body Works and buy some Axe also. This scene seems so wild. Because it's like she just drove down a couple blocks and Ghostface called her, and then she's got to flip it around and drive Full blast, miles and miles, get there. I don't know. It's so crazy.
What's your favorite scary movie?
For animated films and musicals.
Thank you. Animated films and musicals.
I'm going to turn myself in.
Great idea.
We'll sit down at the station.
I like some horror movies too, obviously, but I really don't like the great, crazy, gory ones.
But it's your baby boy.
She's like, "Oh no, you not! Mm-mm. Mama bear coming." She hung up on Ghostface. Thank you, girl. She's like, "I'm calling my son."
Sheriff, I need you to convert on my house ASAP.
Ring ring.
On the phone, can you? He must be busy.
How do I know you're anywhere near him?
Ever seen the movie Psycho?
I actually just watched the movie Psycho about a year ago for the first time, all four of them, and it's. I didn't realize how much they reference Psycho with all these Scream movies.
That's not enough.
Even Bates Motel. There was a movie like that that had kind of like that killer reveal at the end. This movie, not the show. That show was just horrendous. No, it won a bunch of awards. Respect it for that. Me personally, I did not like it or the way they portrayed Norman in this movie. Oh shoot! Somebody got Judy. This Ghostface don't give no craps. Out there doing this in daylight. And tell me in a nice neighborhood like that how nobody was outside. Nobody looked out their window when they heard her cop car come roaring down the road. I just mean, that's the thing that gets me because you just know in a nice neighborhood like that, some nosy people are going to be looking out their window and nobody saw Ghostface out there. Nobody's out there hollering, "Hey, what are you doing?" or nothing. Maybe most people just didn't like Judy. People probably sitting in their house like, "Get her, get her, get her." Dun 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 dun. Excuse me. They do really good about like this setting the tone and the mood in this movie. It does definitely have like the tone of a Scream movie, even with like a few inconsistencies and all that. That's why I say this is my favorite Scream movie. Making you think there's gonna be a They make you think there's gonna be a bunch of just like jump scares, but it's like no, 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 you're just chilling. It's just the vibe, it's the mood. It's very intense. Gotta get the stuff ready for some sushi. Come on, hurry up. DoorDash would have got it here faster. I'm just kidding. Lemon squares. I love the note on the fridge. Call back to Screen 4. Judy will always be famous for her lemon squares.
Mom?
Mom, I don't want to play a game.
Mom?
Tired of all this ghost face crap. I'm just playing. Very crazy. Didn't even look outside. He's just like, nope, close the door, lock it. He's like, dang, Mom. This is sad. He's like, the one moment I'm not prepared. All his stuff is over there out of reach. Poor Wes. Why do they have to go and kill off Wes? It's not right.
This, you can't be here.
What?
You can't be here.
No, I'm sorry. I know her son. Her son, Wes. Is he?
Sorry.
He's like, now get back. I said you
Sorry.
can't be here. I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
I'm my girl with her big ass hoop earrings.
Sure. Well, sure you. Last time I checked. You okay? You seem like you're a bit of a moment. Did you know the sheriff? Sort of. Didn't like me very much. Didn't really like me.
Five.
Sam, Carpenter. My sister and I were attacked. Sorry to hear that. I'm Gail. Weathers. Gail Weathers, excuse me for the
Gail?
The text. Ow! Tell me the killer's back. The text. Ow, it hurts. Good.
You brought me here.
What do you know?
They have so much chemistry.
We're good. Still writing.
Oh my gosh.
Sadness.
I can only imagine what it's like to really film these things like when they were a real couple in real life. That's insane.
I'm here because I was worried about you. Okay, yes. My producers wanted me to
It's
cover
like,
this.
okay, okay.
Well, I feel 90% better.
Yes, it is.
When did you hear about my feelings?
Oh, he's so sensitive.
Listen, let's not pretend I'm the one who ended things.
No one's pretending, Gail. I remember.
I'm in uniform.
Retired.
Since when?
They asked me to. I'm educated. I made my choices. So did they.
It was my turn. It's a great opportunity. You said you'd try.
I did.
For 2 whole months.
But you want to make me feel worse than I already do. Good luck. The mornings aren't so bad. See you. Then go back there in New York.
It's so crazy. I've known some people like that. I do like Dewey, but you can just tell it's like he was depressed and he didn't want to do any better. He just wanted to be depressed.
You are a lot of things.
Because clearly it was like karma that the
But you are not a coward.
sheriff didn't work out for him because he went back to Woodsboro, and instead of just swallowing his pride and talking to Gail sooner, he just decided to live in a trailer and become an alcoholic and watch her on TV every morning.
I'm sorry about you.
Yeah, me too.
to make a great chapter.
I mean, and that's like the life he chose over being in New York. Product placement. Makes me want some Pizza Hut. I was like, he's sitting there eating pizza with the box open, and then I got the label on the inside of the box. When have you ever seen it like that?
Right, where's the thing? You okay?
No, I'm fine.
Mindy girl was pathetic. That age is not like the others.
Yeah, this is definitely like a Ghostface giveaway. He's so obsessed with just watching them and talking about him. That was a giveaway.
Where's his mother?
Oh, the sheriff? You good? Are you okay? Where are you?
Mind you, I'll never really know how I would have watched this movie because like I said, Google ruined who Ghostface was for me before I even watched this because all I was doing was trying to look up some movie times.
Where are you going?
My sister's in trouble.
Yeah, so I knew who Ghostface was from the get-go. So like watching the movie even the first time, I'm not being like, oh, I can tell. Oh, I can tell. Wasn't like I had to rewatch it to realize that. But I still love this movie.
Hello?
We're back at the hospital with Tara. All the lights are on.
Hello?
And the lights are out. That's just one thing I was thinking when I've heard people say, "Why was the hospital dark? Why was she on on the floor by herself?" Well, they said they were getting her a private floor. The lights were on when it went in, and clearly Ghostface was setting the scene. Like, all right, here we go, Act Two.
Damn it.
Should you really be making a phone call right now?
What do you guys think about the potential? I doubt it'll happen ever, but even Drew Barrymore said, with good writing, Casey Becker could come back. What do you guys think about that? I don't know. I just think about that scene Tara because I'm just like, it blows my mind. She's the first one to survive the opening scene,
Hold on.
and the scene was very much a tribute to Casey Becker. I just don't see how, in any way, shape, or form, they could retcon Casey's scene at all. We all know how it looked when we saw her last. Steam coming up from her insides. This scene reminds me of the When a Stranger Calls remake too, whenever Camilla Bell was on that. Which, mind you, that was a dream, but she was on that hospital floor all by herself, where she woke up. That's another one of my favorite franchises, the When a Stranger Calls. There's only 3 movies, but honestly, they're all amazing. And the second one's the best one if you haven't seen it. Out of all 3, When a Stranger Calls back.
What are you doing?
Damn call. She said it.
Richie is Ghostface. Maybe not. He's just gonna tell it. Tara's like, I got this. I'm gonna make my wheelchair. Girl, you better get the strolling. Ghostface is right behind you.
Richie, you home?
Hello, Samantha. Richie can't come to the phone right now.
What?
He's finding out what happens to people who stick their noses in business that doesn't concern them.
Please don't hurt him.
I'll tell you what. You can choose. I'll only kill one. Who do you want to hear die?
You please don't hurt them.
Really? You can't save your own sister? All you have to do is say, kill Richie. Or say, kill Tara. And I'll make sure they get all the orphans I missed last time.
Fuck you. Please don't hurt him.
Last chance to save one. Choose.
What are you doing this?
Maybe it's because you're a selfish bitch who can't even make a decision to save the life of someone you love. And maybe you're too weak for this franchise.
You're right. Maybe I'm just stalling for time, fuckhead.
Hey. I like that setup.
Okay, gotcha. Get them.
Come on, Dewey, get him, get him.
Oh.
Not today. Get him. Come on. Now Dewey already knows. You should have got him in the head right then and there. Sometimes it blows. I guess it's real life, real situational, but just like, just like, why didn't they just do that? I guess because also the story kept going.
You have to shoot him in the head. They always come back.
Wait, give the plot.
Thank you.
No,
Would be crazy if all of a sudden this was just Act 3 right here. Shortest screen ever. Oh my gosh. I'm sure, like many, I knew the moment Dewey turned around, things were going to happen. So sad. Oh my gosh. Gail! Never lifts him up. Never lifts him up. In fact, he starts kneeling, so he gets shorter. All she does is stab him in the back and in the front. I think people's minds sometimes make up things. It's always like heartbreaking, that part where she says, "It's an honor." I mean, you can even see, looking at her right there, that looks like somebody short. I don't see a timing issue. I've been told before that people are like, why was it like nighttime and it's like morning or whatever? No, it looks like sunset. like the sun's getting ready to go down, and it wasn't nighttime. The lights were just off. Courtney is very good at acting. Almost makes you want to cry right there. I know it's like to lose somebody you love. I feel for her. I was married for 10 years. I'm widowed now.
I'm sorry.
My husband died 2 years ago
I didn't
in
know.
an accident the night before Thanksgiving.
Help me. We did. We helped people.
Courtney.
If you have
Oh, Courtney. Yeah, Gail Weathers is Scream for me. She is. It is not a Scream movie without Courtney Cox. But here we got Neve Campbell looking just like she did in Scream 3 about when she walked in. I don't know. That's just how she doesn't look exactly the same, but the look she has on in this one reminds me of her Scream 3 look.
You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be here either. Or can yeah, I'm sleeping. Are you sure of that?
Yeah, I would say, I guess right there, that's one of the one things that can make it semi-believable that Sydney, we all know why Sydney wasn't in Scream 6, but that right there, I guess, shows because she really only came back because Dewey got attacked,
I'm sorry.
you know.
What is it?
You'd almost wonder why didn't she come for Gail in Scream 6, and she never really had that relationship with Gail that she had with Dewey, and
I choose me.
Gail survived anyway, so it
It
does make it semi-believable.
never gonna happen again. Why didn't you come to me back then? I could have helped.
There was nobody that was really attacked in 6 that I think would have tugged at Sydney's heart like that.
Either knew that I would turn up just like him. So I ran.
Makes you wonder, "Ooh, what you mean you wonder you were going to turn out just like him in the midst of all this ghost face? Suspect, I'm revising my suspect list right now." Sam being like, what? Who thinks it would have been interesting to see Sam be a ghost face? I feel like it would have been like so obvious that when you really found out it was her, it's like, oh, but she wasn't. We all know.
What do we do? Nobody ever does in this situation. We're gonna be tough what that is for. Samantha? It's Sam. I don't know who you are.
She's so smooth.
Okay. But I'm sorry, you're Billy's daughter.
Definitely shows this generation. I know I'm young and I'm a part of it, but it's like, I don't know, it's really, we have like no respect for our elders.
I appreciate it. And I'm really sorry about you. I'm taking my sister away from all this. I tried running too. It doesn't work. It always follows. All due respect, that's your life, not mine. I'm not so sure about that. What do you want from me, lady? Hey, watch your tone, new girl.
Thank you, Gail, piping in.
Here's the original.
Thank
I
you.
want your help. Because you're wrong is your life now, which means that whoever this is gonna keep coming for you. So I want you to help us kill him. You want me to help you and the host of a morning show commit murder? Right. Yeah.
No
And
respect.
I'm what? in
No
this
respect.
scenario? The bait? The helpless victim? The shoe fits? You're not helpless, Sam. He killed your friend. He killed
Gail's
ours.
like,
and
I mean, we weren't
have
trying to
to
take it there,
I'm gonna
but
take
hey, you know what?
Look, I'm sorry about what this has done to your lives, but no matter what you or the
Sam is
killer
in
or
denial.
anyone says, this isn't my story.
All right, let's get the fuck out of town,
Like,
huh?
I'm about to go float down this river denial that I'm on. Okay, bye.
We bet. Hey, please give me cards. We never have to see these people ever again.
Sam, no, we're leaving. It's the only way I can protect Tara. And good luck. You too. Well, that went fucking horribly. Don't worry, I have a plan. Just enter it.
It's crazy that that's always Sam's just like outlook. Even in 6, she's like, oh no, Ghostface is attacked. Let's just pack up and leave. Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go?
Take that as a compliment. You good back there? Or just look.
That's one thing I've definitely learned, like, as I've gotten older. I'm only 31 now, but I've had a few little sabbaticals of my own and ran off. And
Not going back.
I feel like
You wanna stop at a
the
park?
older you get, you just realize that it doesn't really matter where you're at.
No, no.
I'll be in and out. Do you think you could hold up to the distance? Your dress.
1, 2, 3, no fucking way lane.
Richie.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah, and I need.
I live in Missouri, and I mean, Missouri's got big cities just like California and New York. You got St. Louis, Kansas City, Branch.
Okay, yeah. Fuck. Okay, what's the goddamn address?
So I definitely learned that running away is not the answer. Just gotta man up. Here we are at the party at Amber's house, which is Stu Macher's house. Where the original third act happened. Hey, Mason Gooden, there's my mom. They just cheered to Wes. We all know that was for Wes Craven.
Track myself in the looming specter of death.
Hey, we're low on there. Hey, is one of the basement. Go get some.
Setting up this scene for Mikey like Tatum in the original. It's funny, you know, when you know how it ends and you're like, oh, she's got nothing to worry about. Right now it's like, ooh, what the heck? Mindy!
That was a test. And you failed. You never go off on your own when there's a masked killer around. You're the one that said we should get more beer. Yeah, and you should have asked him to come down here.
Mindy, oh my gosh, I've had friends like her. They're just like, they just love testing people.
I don't know. Killer. Because I knew. I'm not actually, but let that be a lesson. Don't trust anyone. There's nothing else to do.
How wild would that have been to be like, what do you mean you're Ghostface? I'm Ghostface.
Really?
What?
Oh, go back to bed.
You've heard?